Shalom. Call halal Yahweh Bashem Nabashai by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners. And to the Akwath that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you with another lesson in truth. And in response to a couple videos that I saw and a comment that I saw, I'm just trying to find this information real quick. In this book right here. I decided to do this video, and basically it's on that blackness, that Asiatic, that African thing, and trying to make people, come to a better understanding that the color of your skin does not determine who you are. The seed that you come from does. All right, people are blinded by this color madness, which is something that was pushed by Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. And this guy here, he really irritates me, man. This brother right here, this brother Phil. It's like I have a love-hate relationship with him, because I love the fact that the brother's constantly going in on Esau, Edom. But even though he had priest Zabak on his show, he still refuses to acknowledge our Hebrew Israelite ancestry and wants to connect us to Africa. And this video is about an Edomite saying that he's more African than African Americans. Well, that's true, because African Americans aren't African at all. African Americans are Israelites. The Africans that were taken from the land of Ham, the sons of Ham, who was also a dark complexion of people. They were not from Africa. They were from the land of Israel. As a matter of fact, let me grab a book off the shelf from behind me. They were from the land of Israel, and they were refugees in Africa, which is why they were targeted for slavery. All right? They didn't go to North Africa, South Africa, East Africa, Central Africa. They went to the west coast of Africa because the Israelites had settled along there. All those cities and nations that were along the Niger River, going all the way up to the west coast of Africa, were indeed Israelites. And this is insert from the book From Babylon to Timbuktu by Rudolph R. Windsor, and it reads, From Babylon to Timbuktu. See if we can get that in focus. Because it's so... Wish they hadn't done it that way. To put the light on it, see if you can see it. Now, yes, the history of ancient black races, including the black Hebrews. So what Rudolph R. Windsor is actually telling you, without telling you, is that there's a difference. Just because you're dark, someone is brown complected, does not mean that they're the same people that you are. All the people of the world were brown complected, negroid, for lack of a better word, type people, until Esau Edom was born, which is the guy in the middle. All right, until he showed up. And the Muslims have the nation of Islam, I should say, have some bugged out breakdown about Yaqub, all right, which is a completely bugged out doctrine, not backed up by any evidence or any history at all. All right. The so-called white man was not created in a laboratory. They were born. Just like you can have dark-skinned parents. Google it for yourself. You can have two dark-skinned people. All right. Let's say that this man, let me follow the arrow. This woman here has a child with one of these dark men in that same frame. All right. They still can produce a light-skinned child with blondish or reddish hair that looks almost white. And if you think that that's not possible, just Google it. See, because that can happen when dark people get together. What cannot happen is that two pale people, like the guy in the middle there being profiled, he can't he can't get together with another pale woman and create someone dark. All right, that is impossible. But nevertheless, getting back to the African thing, let's read on page 84. We'll put it up to the camera for those of you who maybe knew have never seen it. And it said, and this is actual history here, and the Bible backs this up and substantiates it. And the Bible is the most accurate history book ever written, by the way. In the year 65 BC, the Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem in 70 AD. General Vespasian and his son Titus put an end to the Jewish state with great slaughter. During the period of military governors of Palestine, many outrages and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people during the period of Pompey to Julius, and it was estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa, fleeing from Roman persecution and slavery, and the slave markets were full of black Jewish slaves. And then they even quoted Deuteronomy 28:64, and the Lord will scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even of wood and stone. That's Deuteronomy 28:68. And lots of, and you got to remember, millions fled into Africa, but there were already millions there. Like the province that Hannibal Barca came from. Hannibal. Yes, Hannibal was an Israelite. Barca is a Hebrew word. So they were already, Moses fled to Africa to blend in with other dark people, fleeing from the Egyptians. He fled deeper into Africa, or fled up into Mesopotamia, which was also controlled by so-called Hamites, which you refer to as Babylon today, or was Babylon in the ancient world, and is Iraq, Iran. Is it Iraq or Iran today? I forget which of the two. But that's the area that's north of North Africa, north of Israel. That whole land right there, the Fervent Crest. Okay, and then who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, Yahweh Shai, also fled. His parents fled into Africa also to blend in. It was a common thing for Israelites, the dark brown race people like the ones in the middle video here. All right, to flee into Africa, fleeing from Roman persecution. That's a known fact. All right. Remember, Moses was mistaken for an African. So was Paul. Paul was mistaken for an Egyptian. All right. And as a matter of fact, let me read an insert from this book, from Gert Mueller's book. We've been on his book a lot as of recently, and I'm trying to find. There's a line that he said, and it basically broke down that just because a person is born in a place doesn't mean that they're from that place, that they're indigenous to that place. Yeah, here we go. It's on page 16, highlighted here, and it says, being born somewhere does not, let me show you the book, Salakia. That's the ancient black Hebrews, Abraham and his family. Okay. Being born somewhere does not necessarily mean that one is indigenous to that place. And I got two scriptures that I was going to read, Micah 2 and 2 and Psalms 49 and 11. So let's get those. And then we'll play actually we'll let him speak. And
hey everyone.
Oh my,
I've got some exciting news.
Damn commercials.
Bam! Check it out!
Shut the Let's get right to it.
Speak 3 languages.
Yeah, because I don't even want to hear Phil. He irritates the hell out of me, man. Because he's already been told, and what he doesn't realize that there's a payment for that, for what he's doing, because he's clearly doing this for financial gain and not for the truth, not for the sake of the Lord. All right, because the Lord is not coming back for black people or African people. The Lord is coming back for Israelites, his chosen. All right, and all dark people are not the same and of the same race. All right, the whole world was dark until these red dogs showed up. But here we go.
A white African, born in South Africa.
Okay.
I speak 3 languages.
That's Salaki. I want to get it from the beginning.
Let's roll that clip.
I'm going to say this once and once only. I am a white African, born in...
There's no such thing as white people. They self-proclaimed themselves that in 1681 in Virginia. Do some research. Facts. So prior to that, there was no such thing. No one was being referred to as that, all right? And we just read, just because you're born in a land doesn't mean you're indigenous to it. All right? It's the seed who determines who you are.
In South Africa, I speak 3 languages fluently: Afrikaans, an African dialect, English, and Dutch. I do understand some African native languages, and I can do better. I am more African than Beyonce, Eddie Murphy, President Obama. They share African ancestry. They were not born here.
And that's a lie. They're not. Barack Obama is a Hamite, but Beyonce and Eddie Murphy are Israelites. Okay, they do not share the same bloodline as Barack Obama. He is not our people. Okay, so let's read Micah 2:2. Actually, we'll go to Psalms first. Let's go to Psalms 49 and 11 first. All right, because this is what they do. Because I also watched another video and I made a comment on it, and so now I got these Nation of Islam guys coming with that Asiatic mess. You know, say, oh yeah, we're not black, but we're all Asiatic people. Look, the name Asia is named for Scipio Asiaticus, all right, which was a Edomite like the one on the screen, all right, and so Asia is named for his namesake, just like Africa is named after Scipio Africanus, another Edomite, Scipio Asiaticus' older brother, all right. So saying you're Asiatic is actually saying it's no different from saying that you're a white person, all right. The Asiatic people, that's a made up term, made up by the so-called white man. Yet again, you're under his vibration. And here's why you have that sort of confusion, because this is what they did. This is Psalms 49 and 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. All right? So they renamed and labeled all the nations of the world and all the titles, including the term black and white, and you people still eat it up. Asiatic, by the way. Those are all their terms. So by turning around and saying, well, I know we're not black, we're Asiatic, that's still showing that your lack of knowledge, your lack of understanding, your ignorance. All right? Now let's go to Micah 2:2. Because this proud devil right here talking that trash, man. This is Micah 2:2. And now there's a payment for what they've done. But it says, and they covet fields and take them by violence. And houses they take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. So they've oppressed all the heritages and they have everyone confused about who they are. And the only people that are shining a light upon that confusion are the Hebrew Israelites. All right? That veil has been removed, you know, starting with the apostles and the elders on down to the men that are out there on the highways and byways doing this work. Let's grab that real quick. This is Psalms 25, Isaiah 25 and 7. And it reads, and he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. All right, so we've destroyed that veil. If you want to continue in this Islam mess, because something Mohammed, I commented on her video, and she was just a shade or two darker than him. But it was clear that she was a so-called Negro woman, and I made it clear that, look, you're not black, you're brown. People, the Most High Power, who is Yahweh, made red people like him, and he made people different shades of brown. There is no such thing as black or white people. Call halal Yahweh by Shem Abishai, by Shem Rakak Wadash, Wa Abba Babal Shalom.